Hi everyone. We are going to talk about why English is difficult. I am James.
And I am Lauren. Many people have difficulties when they are learning English. How about you, James? Have you ever had difficulties when you first came to America?
English was really difficult for me. Listening was the most difficult part when I first arrived in America. I learned English in Korean schools. However, our English education usually focuses on reading and grammar. Of course, there were some listening tests in our schools, but real American English was faster than those tests. And pronunciations were different depending on the person. So, I wanted to cry because I couldn't understand anything.
That must have been really tough. So how long did it take to understand what people said?
It took a little more than a year. Whether I liked it or not, I had to sit in the classes and keep listening to people and lectures. So my listening got better little by little. However, my speaking improved more slowly than listening because I was so afraid of making mistakes. Have you ever had this moment or feeling?
I am a native English speaker, so I have never had that kind of feeling. Do you worry about making mistakes when you speak Korean?
Of course not. I just speak Korean comfortably even though I know that I sometimes make some mistakes.
So you should speak without worrying when you speak English. You cannot even speak perfect Korean or your native language, so making mistakes when you speak a foreign language is okay.
Yes. So it took me 2 years to speak good English. At first I was afraid of making mistakes, so I couldn't say anything. But I was so frustrated that I couldn't say what I wanted. After overcoming this, I could improve my English speaking skill. I said overcoming, but it was actually ignoring. Sometimes you have to ignore your embarrassing feelings.
So that is how you improved listening and speaking. How about reading and writing? How did you improve these?
Reading was the easiest part of English. In Korea, our English classes usually focus on reading and grammar. It is really hard to teach speaking to many students at once. So I think our English education system's goals are reading and grammar. The best way to practice speaking is talking to someone. But it will be a disaster if everyone in the class is talking to someone. So I couldn't practice speaking, but reading English in an American school was fine. And writing wasn't as difficult as speaking or listening. If I took my time to read or write something, I could make decent sentences because I had a lot of time.
That is interesting. And what is the most important thing when you learn English?
I think people have to read a lot if they want to improve their vocabulary. You can learn new words by listening to others, but these can be forgotten quickly. However, some words you learn by reading can remain in your memory for a long time. So, reading is very important. Once you memorize many words, you have to listen to and watch many videos. If you don't know the meanings of words, how can you understand these conversations? And you can use these new words in speaking and writing. So, in the end, memorizing or learning new words is very important.
Those are good tips for learning other foreign languages. I will try these tips when I learn a new language. How about you? Have you ever had any difficulty when you practice or learn English? Are you afraid of making mistakes? Let's talk about the difficulties you face when learning English.